1, 2, 3.
Hello, everyone. This is Kyle Galaz with Poor2Pro Car Sales Training Podcast. Become a sales titan. Again, I get to do another one-on-one, this time with a gentleman named Colton Biss, and he reached out to me. And this is what I like about people like Colton. He just got done working an entire shift. He's still in his work clothes. And guess what? He's training to get better. And this is what it takes to go to the next level is you get off work and you keep grinding. It's not over when you clock out. You keep going and you keep getting better. So Colton, I appreciate you hiring me, Poor2Pro, Kyle Galaz. And Colton, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Alrighty. Howdy, my name is Colton Biss. I'm from Boise, Idaho, and work at a pretty large auto group selling Mazdas and Kias. And this is my first professional car sales job, but I've been in sales industries, variety of them for the last 3 years. But this is my first car sales job. And so far, I like the consistency. My last place I worked wasn't super consistent. At least that industry wasn't very consistent. It had a lot of follow-up, which I should be really good at follow-up with car sales, but it feels like I'm not the best. But anyways, yeah, new to car sales.
That's awesome, man. Hey, I appreciate your honesty too, because the more honest you can be with yourself and with someone that's trying to help you, the better you're going to get. So thank you, Colton. And I liked your topics because these are truly battles that we have as sales people. The first topic was taking control of customers. The second one is how do you deal with I'm just looking? That's a common one. Why is it that everyone says the same thing, the same exact it doesn't matter what background. They could be from Asia. They can be from Brazil. They all say, I'm just looking, right? So how do we deal with that? Third one was building value and questions to ask to build value. And particularly possibly on a vehicle that you don't have in stock that you have to order, because that happens, supply and demand issues. And then how to move on to the next and keep a good attitude after a rude customer. Great topic. So let's get right into it. Before we get started, Colton, do you have any questions for me?
No, nothing yet. So I'll definitely write them down if I come up with any.
Yep, excellent. All right, so let's start about talking about taking control of the customers. So I kind of thought of a funny thing I wanted to run by you when I was thinking about this topic with you, and I'm going to ask you this, okay, Colton? If you were walking down a busy downtown scene, there's people everywhere and everyone's kind of having fun, but everyone's keeping to their own, and you're just walking with whoever, a friend, and a stranger came up to you, a guy, and said, hey, mister, and points at you, and you're like, yeah, what's up? He's like, hey, can you sit down right here and lean back and open your mouth? What would you say, Colton?
Or just keep walking. I don't even say anything. I just keep walking.
Colton, sit down, lean back, and open your mouth. You'd be like, what the frick are you talking about? Shoe fly, right? Or it could lead into an altercation. Who knows where that could go? Okay. Now, let's say you go and you're like, oh, I got a toothache. And you go to the dentist the next day, like, hey, I need to set up an appointment. This tooth is killing me. It's been bugging me for years. I just got to get it handled. And you walk in, you sign in, and Mr. Biss, come on back, right? Come on back here. And you walk in the back. It's the same guy. And he goes, Colton, how you doing? My name's dentist Dr. Bill. Go ahead and have a seat, lean back, and open your mouth. What would you say to that guy?
I have no problem doing that. So,
but it was the same guy on the street. So it's like the same guy said the same thing, but in a different context. And you did it the first one, you're like, dude, get away from me. And the second one, which is the same guy, he's just in his outfit now and doing his thing. And you're like, yeah, no problem. And you open your mouth because the context was different. The scenario is different. And now you have a version of that same guy that's professional, here to help you, and he's ready to help a painful scenario. Well, when you're dealing with customers, it's not that much different. They don't like buying cars. They don't like having to shop. It's a painful experience, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. but you have to put yourself in not the stranger on the street type of uh, scenario. You have to paint the picture that you are the professional. They can trust you and they will start listening to you. Because if you told a guy on the street, hey, yeah, hey, jump in this car, let's take it for a test drive, a stranger, he's going to be like, dude, get away, you're crazy. But you take that same customer, you put them on the car lot in the right context. Yeah, let's go for a drive. That sounds good. Same Colton, different context. So where I'm getting at is be a leader to these people. And a leader is so much easier to follow than a stranger or a guy that is fumbling around, correct?
Hmm.
If you act like a leader, it seems like it's easier for people to follow you. If you act like a goofball, someone that doesn't know what they're doing and is struggling to get through a process, doesn't it seem much harder to get through? To get someone to.
Absolutely.
So think about that next time you're helping a customer, the dentist analogy, right? I have to earn these people's respect. I have to earn that level for them to listen to me. And when you're taking control of customers, you're not just doing it in an alpha male way, like, hey, sit down. Hey, we're going on a test drive. Hey, you have to build up to that. You have to earn that. And then you get the respect, and then you can lead them, and then they listen to you. And that's how you take control of a customer is be someone worth following. You need to write that down. Be someone worth following because it's so easy to follow a leader. So if you want to take control of customers, you need to be worth following. You need to be compelling. You have to be you have to represent yourself in a manner that you're worth following, that you're compelling enough. And think of a version of you that was new and you're fumbling around, you don't really know what's going on, and that it's hard to control a higher end customer. You'll be able to control the guy that's like, oh no, he's the new guy, or the girl that, oh, no, you're fine, you're fine. Those ones are going to give you some grace. But for the most part, people are cold out there. They hate car salespeople. They're rude. They don't even like their own families. How do we expect them to like us? So that's when you have to earn it. You have to earn their respect. Now, the key is how do we earn their respect, right? You
Hmm.
got to do something to earn their respect. And that is where the sales process, the steps of the sale is so handy. Because if you just meet and greet a person and you start barking orders, they're not going to listen to you. But if you do a beautiful meet and greet and you take control and hey, I'm Colton, nice to meet you. Thank you guys for coming in. What brings you in today? Oh, excellent. And who am I speaking? And who are you? Oh, this is my daughter, Tina. Oh, hey, Tina, how are you? You see that the guy that's asking the question is also the person that's in control, right? So questions control a conversation. Questions allow you to become the leader because now you're asking those things like, what are you going to be using it for? How long do you plan on keeping this vehicle? Is it a company vehicle? Is it personal? Do you have kids, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Which this stuff, right? You know to ask needs assessment questions.
Hmm.
But the questions put them on their heels. Putting them on their heels makes them feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it paints the picture of, okay, this guy's at least asking questions to help you, to help me. I'm going to follow this guy. Yeah. And guess what? Now they're answering to you. Yeah, no, we use it for family, but I will have to take it out of town every once in a while for work. Oh, okay. All right. Now, when you take it out of town for work, are these like really long trips, or is this just like, hey, I gotta go 5 hours this way and 5 hours back? You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
the answer you're looking for is not necessarily going to define the vehicle they're buying. What you're looking for is the control by the question. Oh, well, yeah, it's about a 5 hour commute, and I only have to do it twice a month, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, now when you're taking those long commutes, is there anything in the vehicle you're looking for that you have to have? Apple CarPlay, you know, adaptive cruise. The reason why I'm asking all these questions is because I don't want to sell you the wrong vehicle. And when you can start saying stuff like that, Colton, they're going to give you the control. Take the wheel, Colton, take the wheel because you are the leader. They can trust your judgment. You're actually trying to help them. So let's run through a scenario real quick, okay? And be honest because the more honest you are, the easier it is for us to get better.
Mhm.
If a customer comes on the lot and you go to um, meet and greet them, right? You got a tie and you look professional, you look sharp. What exactly do you say when they come on the lot?
I walk up to them smiling. I go, "Hi, welcome to Dennis Dillon Mazda Kia. My name is Colton Biss, and you are." Um, they typically give me their name, and 8 out of 10 times they smile back and they're cheery. They give me their last name. But then there's always like the 2 out of 10 that like look at my hand and they like shake their head, and they say I'm just looking. And then, um, but I mean, if it goes good, let's say it goes good. I'll show them the vehicle. I'll butterfly the doors. I'll give them some features, functions, and I'm asking them questions along the way. I could definitely be asking them more questions. That's why I put it on the list,
Yeah,
kind of figure out some of the questions that you ask yourself. But I'll spend like half an hour, 45 minutes before even test driving and uh, go over things. And then when it comes to like, okay, like let's go for a test drive. I just need to run it and make a copy of your driver's license. They're like, oh, we have some place to be, or
yeah.
my dad's got an appointment. It's like, let me get your contact information. No, they have a business card. And I stopped carrying my business cards on me altogether. I don't even get them out anymore. I just give them to people in public, but not at work.
Gotcha.
Uh, 'Cause
Got you. Okay,
yeah,
so
they got me.
yeah, I mean, based on some of the things that you're saying, you actually pinpointed really well what you need to work on. Because when you hear stuff like, no, I don't have time to test drive it, or no, just give me your card. Yeah, you do have an issue with taking control because you're not that leader that they want to follow. You're not compelling enough yet. And give yourself some grace, right? Pat yourself on the back. Don't think that you're not doing a good job, but at least you can recognize, okay, these responses I'm getting, why? It's probably because I don't have control. And that's where the taking the leader and being compelling. And what you need to learn to do is disguise the sale as best as you can. Hey, I'm not trying to say anything. I just want your opinion on what you think, the way it drives. While you're here, it only takes a few minutes to test drive it. Let me get your honest opinion of this new vehicle that just came out, you know, uh, because I'm looking for feedback. And then you can make something up that, our rep for the brand comes in and asks, "Hey, what are your customers saying about this? We want to improve, these vehicles." And then I have answers. Don't take this as we're test driving it to buy it, but you sneak the test drive in now. All of a sudden they have time to drive it. Oh, that's fair. Okay, yeah, we can go drive it. Next thing you know, they're super engaged on the test drive because they're not thinking they're buying the car. They think they're helping you with an opinion. They think you're with research and development. You know what I mean? They think you're just want to test drive it just because you want their friendly opinion, or you want to see what they think and tell me what you think about. Next thing you know, they're in this beautiful engaging test drive and they're driving. They're like, yeah, the brakes are pretty good on this. Yeah, Colton, you can let your guy know these brakes are great. Oh, excellent, excellent. And then take this turn real sharp in this, that about boom, what did you think of that, right? And next thing you know, they're like, wow, this thing's sweet. And then they say something like this: what are your guys' interest rates, right? Or they say something like, what do you think my trade's worth? Buying cues. You got a little pet over there?
Yeah, I got
It's all good.
there she is. Yeah,
We're
she's got a collar on right now.
we
We're
got
good now.
we got dogs. I got a dog. I love pets. I love cats. I love them all. But now you don't need to use that, hey, I want your opinion with everybody,
Mhm.
because you're going to get the person that's like, yeah, I really want to get a new vehicle. Can we drive? I want to buy the new whatever. You don't need to do it with them. They're already going through the process with you, right? These are the people that you're detecting that, wow, okay, this is those two people that I can't get to on a test drive. Oh, what the heck was that? I can't get on a test drive. Right? And then you have to approach them with a different tactic, because if you approach everybody with the exact same tactic or something similar, then you're going to get the same results. So if you
Mhm.
know you got one of those customers that's like, no, we're kind of in a hurry. No problem. I'm not here to try to say anything. Let's just go drive it, see what you think. And try that tactic. You just need more tools in your tool belt. And all of a sudden you might start getting more test drives. And those people all of a sudden now have time. There is no more appointment. There is no more, I got to pick up groceries. All of a sudden they're on a 30-minute test drive, and now they're asking you buying question. What kind of payments you got on these? Oh, we'll find out when we get back. It's super simple, right? So what Colton needs to do is access the creative side that makes Colton Colton to get people to do something. Because everyone has a unique quality to get someone to do something they may not want to do. You need to access that and not be afraid to pull that out. Where I struggled when I was new is I was scared. I was scared to say something wrong. I didn't want to use the creative Kyle. I just wanted to use what my managers told me. Well, what my managers told me was a script, and I didn't know how to vary from that, or tweak it. So
Mhm.
what kind of things makes Colton Colton? Hobby,
Um, so I've
characteristics.
motorcycles, some like drift cars, stuff like that. It's kind of the hobbies. But I've got a lot of tattoos. And one of my favorite things is getting like really old customers that are typically kind of standoffish, and then selling them a car, and then pretty much all of them will always be like, "Oh, I didn't realize people with tattoos were so nice and friendly." I'm really good at making customers fall in love with me as long as they give me the chance. They
Yeah,
fall in love with me. But um, I I've never thought of it like accessing the creative side. I definitely have that mindset of sticking to the script
mm-hmm.
and sticking to the training. Um,
And
and I do remember when I like my first month, I was definitely very standoffish and really scared to take ups. But once I finally sold the first car, it was over. Like that anxiety from taking it up went away immediately,
yeah.
obviously. But now it's this what we're talking about. So definitely need to figure out some creative things about myself.
Yeah, and you can talk about personal things too, but make sure it's like a 2-to-1 ratio or a 3-to-1 ratio. Personal
Mhm.
things about them, one, two, three, and then throw in something that Colton likes, and and build that organic, strong relationship, and try to do that before you get to the nitty-gritty stuff. Try to do all that, because if you get to the desk and work numbers and you don't know anything about that customer and you haven't built the bond, then your bridge is built on one link, just the car. What you need to do is build a bond of, oh, we go to the same grocery store. Oh, we used to know the same buddy. Oh, you have tattoos too. Next thing you know, you go to work numbers, you have a strong bridge, a strong bond. And it's hard to break at the desk. I told you it was going to be more payment than that. What are you're crazy, right? And you can start having fun at the desk because you have this bond. Like,
Mhm.
I'll tell you what, if the payment's over $800, you got to get the tattoo. If it's under 800, I'll get a new tattoo. And you use that fun, creative part of Colton that you can throw at them after you built the bond. You can't say stuff like that when you've built, a house on straw or toothpicks, whatever you want to call it. You got to have that foundation with your customers to be able to get those sales and make the big grosses. But for taking control of the customer, use that dentist analogy. If I met a stranger on the street, he asked me to lean back, open my mouth, I'd be like, get away from me. The same guy's in a dentist's office. Under the right conditions, I will follow that leader to the end. So you need to be a leader. You need to be worth following, and the way you do that is truly let them know you care about what you're trying to sell them. I am not here to sell you the wrong car, and I'm not here just to make a sale. I'm here to find you the perfect vehicle so you want to buy it. I shouldn't have to sell you the perfect vehicle. The perfect vehicle should just, there it is. It's glowing, right? I'm Colton. Let me find that vehicle that speaks to you. And you just do your sales process. And now you're worth following because they don't feel like they're dealing with an average salespeople person. Average salespeople sell an average amount of cars. Average salespeople sound the same. So you got to get away from that script, get away from the normal stuff, and be a little bit more Colton and a little bit less average salesman, and you'll start seeing your numbers come up. There's a gentleman at my store, and he doesn't know a whole lot about cars. He's just kind of he's a teddy bear. He's just a big teddy bear, but he's so good with people. He outsells everybody. How is the guy that doesn't know everything about cars outsells everybody? It's because he has learned to harness that uniqueness about him, the teddy bear uniqueness. My thing was making the customers laugh. If I could get the customers laughing, in my opinion, I got them. So you need to find that thing for you. Could be laughing, it could be the teddy bear, it could be like the big brother, like, hey, I'm the big brother, I'm not going to sell you the wrong vehicle. Or I'm maybe not daddy, it's kind of weird sounding, but like I'm the car sales father around here. And I want my children to leave in their vehicles that I know they're safe, reliable, and they got a good deal. I will not sell you a car unless it's a good deal. Oh my gosh, I've never heard a car salesman say that. So you got to find that thing and people will follow you. Be that leader. You hear this term natural born leader.
Mhm.
You can become a leader. It's not a naturally born thing. Colton can be a leader. Have that mindset that who am I going to help make their dreams come true today when I clock in? I need a customer to help them make their dreams come true. Make it about them and less about the sale, and you'll start seeing more sales. Still use your tactics, still use the steps of the sale. You're not just willy-nilly in it. Have a clear focus of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get a car sold. And the only way I can do that is by building value, making a friend, taking control, doing a test drive, doing all that stuff. So you have to put on the front of you that's facing the customer needs to be this pretty fun picture. Okay. Real fun. Oh my gosh, the water park. Behind the water park is the machines and the gears and the nitty-gritty stuff, the grease, the stuff that makes that go. So the customer gets to see the fun side of Colton, but the back side of
Mhm.
Colton is, trust me, I'm selling you a car, you just don't know it. The machine, the brain, the super being, the sales titan. That's what I'm getting at, okay? So the building value and questions to ask, which is your third topic, it actually works with taking control because the person who asks the question has the control of the conversation. If I ask you a question, Colton, what's your favorite color?
Red.
Now, why is that?
I just really like the color red.
Is it something about it that stands out from other colors, or is it like something that unique about it to you?
It's just it's more of a neutral color, but it's not black, and you don't see very much of it.
True. Now, are any of your tattoos red?
I've got a couple of red ones.
Would you say that is the most used color in your tattoos, or something else?
No, most of it's black.
Black. Is it because black is easier to tattoo?
Just think it wears better, like over time.
Ah, doesn't fade out or something.
Hmm.
Gotcha. Right. You see what I'm doing there, Colton?
Yeah.
I have the control. And of course you knew that was happening, but customers don't know. They just think, oh, this guy's asking me questions to help me. But I control the entire conversation the whole time. Okay. Now to deal with the I'm just looking, because that kind of leads into the I'm just looking. If you can be compelling enough and a leader and go through the steps of the sale without them knowing, you'll start hearing less of the I'm just looking. But let's just assume that you're getting the I'm just looking. I got it so many times, right? The I'm just looking verbiage as I got more mature in the car business went like this.
Hmm.
Of course they're just looking. I used to try to make a funny comment or something that's like, "Oh yeah, you're just looking what." I stopped doing all that. I just let it go in and out because I knew that if they're on my car lot, I don't care if they're just looking. This is the last place. This is the first place. They're not buying a car. They're buying a car in 6 months. All that stuff they used to tell me is a defense mechanism. Once you learn that that's a defense mechanism to get a salesman away from them, then you realize you're lying. You may not know you're lying to me, but you're lying to me. You're not just looking. You want to buy a car. You're not just buying in 6 months. You're just saying that so I don't put that pressure because you guys are scared of a salesperson. So next time you hear I'm just looking or I'm not buying for 6 months or I'm looking for a friend or whatever, just let it go in here and out there and just say excellent. Just finish everything with excellent. Oh, excellent. My name's Colton. Nice to meet you. And you go on about the sale because you're gonna turn in the I'm just looking into, oh, we weren't expecting to buy today. How many times have you heard that now?
A couple times. A couple of
Yeah.
times.
And take that as a compliment that you turn to I'm just looking into, we're buying. Hey, honey, I guess we're buying. Oh my gosh, we were just looking today. Yeah, everyone is just looking. They have eyeballs and they're curious about vehicles. And they wouldn't be out and looking at the car lots unless they had an interest in buying. What we need to do is make that process as easy as possible so they can buy and not just look. So just say excellent. I'm just looking. Well, excellent. My name's Colton. Da 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 da. Welcome to my dealership. What brought you in today? Is there a particular vehicle? Oh, I'm just looking. Hey, excellent. Not a problem. And just go with them. Make it flow. And remember the sales steps of the sales behind that pretty smile of excellent. I need to ask questions. I need to build rapport. I need to do a needs assessment. I need to get them on a test drive, right? I got to do those steps behind the excellent. Yeah. Oh, I'm just looking. My car just got totaled. I'm not going to know about the insurance money for a couple weeks. So I'm just getting my feet wet in the car, seeing what's out there. Excellent. It's like excellent makes everything good when they have a stupid thing they're saying in the beginning. I'm just looking. Da 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 da. Okay, excellent. That went right through here because I know that's just a technique to discourage the salesman from trying his best to sell a car because the customer is scared. Because Colton, how many months have you been in the car business?
Live for 2 months, and it was 5 months. two
Okay.
months live.
Okay, that's perfect. So 5 total months, you've been a part of a bunch of car deals already. Do you
Mhm.
think you have sold more cars in your 2 to 3 months to 5 months than the average customer will ever buy in their lifetime?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So who's the pro?
Me.
You're the pro. So it doesn't matter if you've been in the car business 2 months as a salesperson or 200 years. You are the pro. And remember that when you're out there, remember your value. Remember your value, man. People want to bash car salespeople. People want to say, oh, no, you're a car salesman. Yeah, I'm a car salesman. I'm proud of it. I make more than anybody you make or I make more than all your friends. What? I'm proud to be a car salesman. I post it on Facebook. I have it in my titles. Colton Biss, the car sales guy. Here's my number. Call me if you want to buy a car. I'm not embarrassed of my career. You know what I mean? And when you can have that fire in you, and I'm proud to be a car salesman, it comes out your pores. It will come out your pores. And people are attracted to people that are obsessed and really care about their career. Because guess what's missing out there in this workforce today? What's missing out there? What do you think?
Employees.
Yeah. Employees, people who care, people who actually take a job seriously. Whatever happened to the career somebody? Everyone, it's just a
Mhm.
job now. Oh, yeah, I got a job. I got a job. I don't know of any careers. I know real estate people that get in and out of real estate. Oh, yeah, it's picking up. That's not a career. That's a job. You get into real estate for 6 months. Oh, it slowed down. We're not making any money. Oh, because you can't weather the storm because you're not a real salesperson. Like no one has a career anymore. So that can be a shining light for your customers is I'm with the right guy, right? That builds confidence. And when they say that I'm just looking, excellent. And turn that into I'm going to be very helpful for this customer. Because remember, we're still in the customer service business, right?
Mhm.
Want them to feel welcomed. We want them to feel like they've come into an Apple store and how can I help you? Are you guys, you here to upgrade your phone or do you want a new phone or how can I help you? Right? You ever been to an Apple store or some of these stores that are like that? You kind of
Yeah.
feel you kind of feel good and you wish you had more money to spend. So remember, we're still in the customer service business. So when they say I'm just looking, put the smile on because it's not about us every time. Let's make it about them and you'll start seeing better results. Hey, not a problem. Not a problem. Oh, I'm not buying today. Not a problem. But can I at least show you around? Sure. Excellent. Let's go look around. Next thing you know, they're buying. So when you get those objections, just whoop right out the ear. I stopped listening to those objections years ago because I knew that they spoiled me. They spoiled not in a good way, like spoiled milk. They spoiled my
Mhm.
sale a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do.
Yeah,
The whole
totally.
day.
And that's what they intended to do with that sentence. So don't let a customer that is not a pro, because they have only bought a few cars in their lifetime, spoil the deal for a guy like you who is a pro, who has sold more cars than they will ever buy in their lifetime. Don't let them spoil your milk. There
I
you go.
like that.
The spoiled milk analogy. You just the Colton Galaz, Colton and Kyle spoil milk analogy. I'm just looking. An amateur lets that spoil the milk. A professional doesn't never even touches the milk, man. The milk's still in the fridge cold. So remember that. And now tomorrow, do you work tomorrow?
I do, yeah.
Tomorrow when you go in, now you're going to be looking for someone to say, I'm just looking. Like, anyone just looking? I'm just looking. Excellent. My name's Colton. How can I help you? Oh, well, I'm just looking. Not a problem. Right. And you can start approaching those scenarios as a professional salesperson that cannot be stopped. The thing about a sales titan, when I talk about it, is a guy that can't be stopped. It's not always about, oh, this guy only sells 20 cars a month, no more, no less. And you're like, wow, that's a sales titan. A sales titan can be a guy that sells 10 a month that makes 15 grand a month because he makes pounders on everything. But it's the mentality of the sales titan. I'm clocking in today and I will not be stopped. I won't be stopped by huddles. I won't be stopped by the I'm just looking. I won't be stopped by my negative manager. I am going to sell a car today. I just need to find the customer. Get out of my way. I'm selling a car today. And go in every day with that mentality, and people will start leaving you alone. The huddles won't come around you anymore. The managers will be like, yeah, no, Colton's fine. Leave him alone. He'll bring a car deal. You're gonna start getting the attention of the owners and the upper management. Like, yeah, Colton, all that, he's a machine. He comes to work to work. You don't ever have to worry about where is Colton. Colton is with the customer or he's trying to find a customer. He's not taking a nap in a car or upstairs and you can't find him. He's out to lunch 3 times a day. Like, boom. And you'll start noticing the more talented and the more obsessed and the more tools you have in your belt, the smaller these little issues are. I'm just lookings and you know what I mean? Like the smaller
Mhm.
these get right now when you're new and you don't have the right tools, I'm just looking is huge. Like it spoils the milk. But as
Mhm.
you get more mature in the car business and you train, learn, there's like, okay, no problem. That's it. I'm just looking. The payment's $50 too high, Kyle. That's it. Give me the file. Watch this. Follow me. They become smaller. But when you're newer, $50 more a month bump is big, or $100. I can't afford 600. I need to be at 500. Well, when I was new, that was it's you have to be a magician to close that guy. And as you get better, you're like, give me the file. Where's your customer? Okay. No, stay in the office. I'll be right back. And then I come back with the folder, write it up. It's done. Like that's where Colton is heading by training and learning. Okay. I know I kind of went on a side tangent about being a sales titan, but I need to pass this passion and this energy into my buddy Colton. And because not many dealerships have trainers that are going to do it. They're scared of up and comers. They're scared of guys that have more talent because they don't want to lose their job. Right? Why do I have you on the desk? I'll put Colton on the desk. Oh, no, 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 no. Let's not train Colton too much. Right? Do you detect that at all?
No, I have a pretty good management team. I've
Good.
heard stories of that happening other places, but my management team's pretty good.
Good.
Um,
And when you have slow
so
time, Colton, pick their brains because there's a reason why they're at the desk. They have a lot of knowledge. They just don't want to share it with everybody because they don't want it to go to waste. They want it to go to the people that are hungry for it. So
mhm.
pick their brains like, hey, what did you do when you had this scenario? I'm just looking. See what they say, you know?
Yeah, that's something I could definitely pick up on more. My dad always talks about like there's nothing in life worth having unless it's worth asking for, and I don't know why I choose to not practice it as much as I should because there's a lot of knowledge in those guys, and yeah, I'll definitely do that on next time I get some free time or when
Yeah.
the dealership's a little slow. So
Absolutely. Fill your time, fill your day with success. Remember, if you're not selling a car, train on how to sell a car, train on how to get more customers, do more postings, do more text messages. Don't leave your day to chance because I say this all the time, chance doesn't pay bills. Go into work with an intention to destroy. I'm coming into work to sell a car. Move. What are you talking about the weekend getting drunk and hammered? Shoe fly, I got bills to pay. I want a Ferrari. Oh, you never get a Ferrari in the car business? Wrong. I know a guy that was in the car business with a Ferrari. It can happen. your wildest dreams can come true if you go to work. And the more you train, Colton, like you're doing right now, you're going to realize the I'm just lookings and the taking control of the customers will get easier and easier. And I'm proud of you. Honestly, 2 months on the floor and you're already seeking more skills. That's amazing, right? You're building a base that's going to be very powerful and strong. So that way, when you do expand your skills and knowledge, you're going to be unstoppable. So do you feel comfortable enough to move on from I'm just looking with a customer now?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
I think I can.
practice it. You
Okay.
say hi to me. I'm walking on the lot.
Welcome to Dennis Dillon Mazda Kia. My name is Colton Biss, and you are?
My name's Kyle.
Awesome, Kyla. Are you here for sales parts service?
We're looking at some cars, but to be honest, I'm just starting the process and I'm just kind of looking around.
Excellent. What are you looking for?
We don't really know yet. We're just kind of checking different brands out and we wanted to check out your dealership and see what you had.
Excellent. I mean, I can show you some of the best cars. Are we looking for, something like SUV, sedan, full size, truck?
You know what? At this point, we're kind of looking for something that does a little bit of everything. So we're looking at some of the like crossovers and SUVs. Truck might be too big, but a car might be too small. So I was kind of looking
Excellent.
for, like a crossover, maybe something all-wheel drive or
Excellent. I got the perfect car in mind. Follow me over here to this Kia Sportages.
okay, so good, right? Doesn't matter what I say, you're gonna help me.
Mhm.
The key to this is don't get discouraged and don't let the milk get spoiled. And when they're saying what they're wanting, remember what kind of things are you using it for? Is there going to be multiple people driving it? Are you the only
Okay.
person driving it? No, no, my wife and I switch cars. Okay, is this the only car in the family? And now you're taking control. Instead of just saying I got the perfect car, it's a Kia Sportage. I know we were just role playing. Remember
Mhm.
that. Remember those
Okay.
questions because questions control the conversation. Okay.
Got it. Yep.
I mean,
So
I'm just looking.
asking about who's how many people are gonna be driving it, how many people are gonna be riding in it, any activities that's gonna be specifically used for. Um,
Yep. And you can ask stuff like it. I know this is a silly question, but is there going to be a pet in the car? Do you need one of those divider things? No, we don't have any pets. Or they say, oh yeah, we have two dogs. What can you do right now with that information?
what are the dogs' names?
Yeah, what kind of dogs do you got? I have a dog myself.
Hmm.
And guess what? The more strength, you got more. Yeah, exactly. You're throwing up a gang sign now. No. But remember, those questions can lead to more information that's useful to build that bond. Next thing you guys know, you're talking about dogs. Oh, do you ever take your dog to that park? Oh yeah, I love that park. Did you see that new one over? Next thing you know, you're best friends, and it's easier to sell someone that likes you than doesn't. So the I'm just looking, I know you can deal with taking control of the customers, be worth following, be compelling, show them something new. I have this written down for the first topic. I missed it. Show them something new. Be a breath of fresh air for these people. Like, yeah, we're looking at the competition. Okay, excellent. Great vehicle over there. I'm glad that you saw that because now I can show you something that you've never seen before and show them something new. So show them something that they're like, "Wow, I didn't know it did this." If you can get those little things in there, like
Hmm.
something new, they'll really like you, especially if they can't Google it. It's the way it sounds or the way it feels. Okay, so number three you had is building value slash questions to ask to build value. So building value, I'm sure you've heard this in my podcast, but I just want to make sure we reiterate it. You ever heard my thing where here's the price and the value must surpass the price?
Yes.
Okay. So when the value has not surpassed the price, they want a discount
Hmm.
because what they're buying has to match the price. So if you have value here or the price here and your value's here, it's going to be a grind at the desk. If you built so much value that it surpasses that price, it gets easier at the desk because now it's a good deal. So remember that before you come in, make sure they're on the highest freaking high that they've ever had on cars, and the paint and the way it drove, and your guys are friends, and don't worry, the numbers were easy. That's the easiest part of my job, dude. I'm just so glad we found like, make sure they're so far up there that when you come in, it's an easy close. But how we build value goes into two topics: you and the vehicle. You and the vehicle are just as important as each other. The dealership has a little bit to do with it because, yeah, I bought a car here 10 years ago and it was a great experience. But that doesn't weigh as much on the deal as you and the car. Okay. So it's about there's basically two things that build value, you and the car. Have you sold a customer yet that said, um, it's not the right color or it's not the right model or whatever, but they liked you and that's why they bought it?
Um, not to that like example. No, close, but no.
Well,
Uh,
you'll as you get better, you'll start realizing that. Like, I didn't even like this car that much, or the other one had more miles, but man, I really like you. You're gonna start hearing that the better you get. And you're gonna realize that yes, the vehicle is important, but holy moly, the person is important. It's extremely important. So not only are you having to sell the car, but you're having to sell yourself with these customers. So as you're building value, make sure it's you and the car, and you're building value. And how do you build value in yourself? Make sure you're the leader first and foremost. Make sure you know your stuff. If you want to build value, know your stuff. Don't be floundering out there on basic questions. Is this thing all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive? You know what? That's a good question. I'd have to find out. No, dude, this thing is all-wheel drive. Let me tell you the difference between all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, because that's a great question. Why did you ask that question? Is it four-wheel or all-wheel? Have you had experiences with them before? I used to have a four-wheel drive and it struggled. Now you have something to talk about. And let's say it is four-wheel drive. What vehicle did you have that struggled that was four-wheel drive? Oh, I had an old Escape that it had a little four-wheel drive switch. Okay, gotcha. Let me tell you about my four-wheel drive system, why my four-wheel drive system. And those are the things that can build value. So when you're building value, remember, it's also you. Are you knowledgeable? Do you look right? Do you smell right? Do you say verbiages that they don't understand? Right? Oh, you're 5 grand flipped. What the heck's that mean? No, you owe 15 grand on your vehicle, 15,275, and your vehicle's worth 13,000. So what I have to do is figure out a place to put that negative equity. And that's what we specialize in, is hiding negative equity. So let me do my job, let me get my paperwork together. I'm going to show you I can make this car affordable. Okay, right? It's you too. It's not just the car, it's also you. So know that you weigh just as much towards a deal as the car. So how are you with product knowledge?
uh, fairly fairly confident in product knowledge. So I've got an automotive background. My dad owns an auto repair shop. Uh, when I got out of the army, I went to trade school, graduated that, got ASE certified, turned wrenches for a couple of years, learned that I did not like doing that for a living. And so when it came to like Kia and Mazda training, I knocked that out. But every day I'm learning something new, that's for
Yeah.
sure. But when someone asks me about like an all-wheel drive system on the Mazdas, I know how to explain that perfectly because Mazdas are, primarily front-wheel drive until they need to be all-wheel drive, and then the Kias they have their own all-wheel drive system as well. But when it comes to product knowledge, I like to say I'm comfortable, but I'm definitely learning something about it every day.
Okay, excellent. So let me ask you a question. It's off topic. Do you tell your customers about your background?
Um, I I don't bring it up very often, or I mean they see my backpack, they see my unit badge. Sometimes they bring it up. Sometimes I know I need to probably say things about it a little more, but I talk about my dad owning an auto repair shop, because that makes some people feel more comfortable when I'm trying to take control of them.
Yeah.
But um, I've noticed that when I talk about that, then they'll start asking me technical questions about how I feel about certain things, like certain transmissions, like CVTs. And I have to bite my tongue on the CVTs because Kia still has some vehicles with a CVT, and chances are, if they're asking me about it, we're in one that has a CVT,
Yeah.
and so um, it turns into like a, oh, we're on the wrong vehicle now, so let's go treat
Yeah.
something that's not in a CVT. So
Okay. But you
um,
know, just in you telling me the military background and you know you're a shop kid type thing, to me
mhm,
that built value with you. Okay. So now I see Colton as a more valuable person in front of me. Wow, he has a military background. He grew up in a shop, you know, and he's got some of these features about him that he knows. Um, what you can do when it starts going down the technical thing, like, what do you think about this? You know what? At this point in my career, since I've been out of the shop scene for a few years, I don't even know about these newer ones. And you almost play the ignorance is bliss. Like
okay.
stuff has changed every year since I left, so everything has evolved. All I know now is we're selling a world-class vehicle that is top-notch, that is reliable, that the manufacturer backs up 100%. And trust me, I wouldn't be working here if I didn't believe in the product. So as
Mhm.
far as CVTs and all that stuff, yeah, they've had a bad rap, but a lot of things have had a bad rap when they're new. But I've been out of that game for a long time. I just know right now this stuff is amazing. Let's go drive it. Let's go see what it's like. Tell me your opinion of
Mhm.
the CVT. Does it feel like a regular transmission? I'm curious to know how you if you can tell it's a CVT, you know, and they'll be like, yeah, I can't really tell. That's a testament to that CVT. It's so smooth, you can't even tell it's shifting. So maybe may to me, Colton, I would talk about the military background and you being a shop kid. You know, man, I grew up in a shop, and a guy that grew up in a shop picked these two brands. I could sell cars anywhere. I picked these two brands because I believe in them. So that could be a great selling point. And when they get down that technical stuff, just say, well, it's been years. The stuff now, it's like phones. They update every year now. So
Mhm.
stuff you read about on CVTs, oh, it's horrible. Yeah, it is horrible back then. But now I wouldn't know. I haven't torn apart a transmission in years. So I would go that route with those people when they get down the technical term. Those are my old days. I just know that this is a world-class product now that's killing the competition. And then they believe back in you. You built value, military background, I'm very disciplined. I don't lie to customers. These are selling points that you could say. You getting a call?
No, my headphones are dying. Looks like
Uh-oh.
my right one just went out, but that's okay. I still
All
got my
right.
left one in.
All right, we'll keep moving. Okay, so building value breaks down into those two categories, you and the vehicle. Now, the only way you can build value in a vehicle is if you're talking about the right things that apply to that customer. If I have a guy that's a gearhead and he all he cares about is towing his trailer, and I'm talking about the quality of the leather and the pads, this guy's gonna be like, what? You have to
Mhm.
build value on the right topics, and that's where those questions come in handy. What are you going to be using it for? Is it for work? Is it for play? Do you guys have pets? Do you guys pick up other kids with soccer gear? All these little things can help you guide the customer to the right vehicle, and it helps you point out the right features. With the guy that's towing the trailer, you can talk about how fat the leaf springs are. Look at how beefy the axles are. When you hook up your trailer, you ever hear people say, I don't even know the trailer was back here? Yeah, that's this vehicle. That's this truck, right? Like those are the little things that you have to say to build value, but you have to be building value in the right thing. Or you have a lady that is a soccer mom and you're talking about how the gears work in the four-wheel drive system. Yeah, it does this and it's front wheel drive unless it needs it and then it goes back wheel drive. She's like, does it have Apple CarPlay? I mean, does the DVDs have headphones? That's what she cares about. So you have to
Mhm.
apply the right features to the right customer to build value. So when you're doing the needs assessments, asking those questions, make sure you're building value on the right product and features. Okay? The questions are your friend in building value. Now you mentioned a vehicle not in stock. What do you mean by that? Something that's on order for the customer or trying to order something for the customer?
Um, so I think I threw that in there because that day someone came in for a hybrid Sportage, but the only trim that we had available was and like their base model, the entry level one, and then a mid level one. They wanted the top of the line, and there's none in stock, none coming, and they just were not open to the mid level trim or a non-hybrid, and then also Kia's not letting us do any custom builds on hybrid Sportages or hybrid Sorrentos at the moment. So that was a
Yeah. Could you pluck one from a shop, like the Kia inventory?
so I went on the K dealer to see if we had any coming, and there's none coming, and I learned my lesson a month ago about custom builds, so I needed to make sure that we were able to actually build it, and um, we can't custom build a hybrid Sportage at the moment. So I
So
don't know if we burnt up our allotment of them already or what, but basically, yeah, none are coming, and we didn't have any in stock, and so I was trying to put them onto like, hey, like let's go from a hybrid to an all gas or a different hybrid, even like maybe a used RAV4 um, limited, like the top trim RAV4 that's a hybrid. We had to use one of those at the time. I was like, hey, we don't have the Kia one, but we do have this Toyota one. So that's why I threw that in there.
yeah.
But
Well,
um,
I told this to a guy in Canada who worked at a Toyota dealership, and he was having a hard time getting the GR86 something sporty little car. And I'm
mhm,
like, listen, if you can't get it, don't stress about it because that's not your fault. There if the manufacturer is not going to send it or there's a year wait for it, what are you supposed to do? Like, you got to ease up on yourself a little bit and work with what you got. And so we kind of covered that. But with let's use that customer as an example. Okay, they don't want anything but that vehicle, and 100% you're not getting it, and it's a year out, and you don't even know if you'll get it in a year. You don't even know if, whatever the scenario is. With those kind of people, what I would do is say, listen, I'm not going to sell you. I would reverse psychology them. I'm not going to try to sell you this Sportage here, the gas one. But what I want you to do, because a lot of the way it drives, the way it feels is the same. Let's just drive it. Don't buy it. Let's just drive it and see what you think, because you might drive this car and be like, this thing's way too small, or it hits my knee, or it's got too many blind spots. And we wait a whole year for this hybrid, and then you finally it gets here, and you're like, this isn't going to work. So let's just try this car. Don't buy it. Let's just go drive it. See if those blind spots and those weird feelings and the quirky things that makes this car unique is to your liking. And if you do like it, then yes, let's wait for that bad boy hybrid. If not, now at least I don't need to wait a year for it. I can't stand it.
mhm,
Right. And then all of a sudden they're like, okay, let's go drive it. One of two things might happen. They might say, well, I guess we could have this until we get the hybrid comes in. Yeah, why don't you just trade it in? Like, it's their idea. Or they say, yeah, you're right. It does have those blind spots. Like, you almost set them up to not want to wait for the hybrid. Like, you're telling them things of reasons why they don't want to buy the hybrid because it's going to take too long. And then you can say, well, I'm glad we went on that test drive, so now you don't have to wait a year for something that's going to be uncomfortable or hurt your back. Right? You found something out. And now they might say, well, what other vehicles do you have? Wow, we just opened up a door to some possibilities. Because with that customer at that point, you got nothing. They don't want that. They don't want this. They only want that one car. So you might as well throw in something. Don't try to sell them the car. You can say stuff like that. I use that a lot. The I'm not trying to sell it to you. Even at the desk when I'm helping my salespeople close, and my salespeople probably cringe when I say this. I said, here's what I'm going to do. Let me figure out the rest of the numbers, the interest, the payment, the out the door, all that stuff. Get it submitted. So I'm working with exact down to the penny numbers. And then you can tell me, Kyle, I want to buy it, or Kyle, pound sand. drops their guard. They're like, oh, that sounds fair because I'm giving them a human kind way out of the car deal. But guess what? I ran their credit. You know what I mean? They're buying a car. They just don't know they're buying a car. And when I get the approval and I come back, well, that's too high. Well, now I have a new objection. It's not about running their credit anymore. It's about bumping them in payment. And
Mhm.
now I'm getting even closer to the deal because now I got them approved, da 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 da. Now I can work on the payment. So the same thing with people like that. If it's not in stock, hey, I know it's not in stock. We're going to be getting one in who knows how long, but let's find out if that vehicle is even the right vehicle. I have one that's going to feel the same. It's going to sit the same. Let's make sure all the buttons and things, they don't hit your knee. The lumbar's right. You don't have blind spots. And they may get in that vehicle, test drive it, say, I want to buy this one. We'll just wait for the hybrid because they got that kind of money. Or they say, no, you're right, it is too small. What else do you got? Okay, now you got something in stock. It can happen. It's magical. That's called selling, Colton. That is called selling. People out there, salespeople out there are forgetting the art of selling. They want to be an order taker. They want to go off a script because no one is teaching them how to sell. And when you can learn skills like that, you can take the guy that's waiting a year, they only want a hybrid, to buying a different Kia you have or a Mazda. It's like, well,
Mhm.
this one's a hybrid, doesn't get as good fuel economy as that Sportage that you wanted. It's only a couple off, but look at how comfortable it is. Yeah, this one's way more comfortable. What do you think, honey? What kind of payments do you got on this? Or what kind of interest rates? Got them. The art of selling, have that charisma and have that creative mind to think of these things on the fly. It takes time to learn this stuff, but at least someone's telling you now, and you can refer back to this video. What did Kyle say? It's not in stock, but we have one that's going to feel the same, different fuel economy, but at least sit in it, see if the steering wheel bumps your knee or if it's awkward. That might get in and they might buy it or they might buy something else. Okay. Okay. So on building value and questions to ask to build value, how do you think you're gonna what kind of things might you try now?
That reverse psychology, I'm definitely going to use that. Hey, I don't really want to sell you this. I just want to see if you even like it. I'm going to use that for other situations too. And then when it comes to building value in myself, uh, definitely just gonna, instead of in some of your other podcasts, you've talked about like, hey, being the new guy's okay. Maybe wait to advertise yourself as the new guy. So I'm definitely going to be the leader more. Being blatantly confident in my product, and then obviously looking right, smelling right. So I no longer wear cologne. I had a lady a couple days ago that wouldn't go on a test drive, and I don't use a lot of cologne. I just like a tiny bit of whatever Gucci, whatever. Um, and she's like, I can't be in a closed environment with you in here. And so I no longer use cologne at all, but just doing proper grooming, I guess,
Yeah.
covers the smell right part. Anyways, building value myself, and then the vehicle. I think I'm just gonna figure out more ways to build value in it, to how it actually like custom build it for the customer
Yeah.
itself, and that comes from the questions I ask before
Yes.
then.
You're going to customize your walk around. You're going to customize your presentation to what they're actually going to use it for, not what the manufacturer told you to say.
Mhm.
It has a fully boxed frame. It has this. It has 4 inches of clearance. It has this and that. That doesn't mean nothing to the lady that just needs good fuel economy to commute, right? The commuter wants low road noise. It's very quiet. So you can be in that environment to unwind after work. Or you got your music to ramp up for work and you're not hearing the sirens and the horns and this and that. And there's a lot of smells on the freeway, diesel exhaust, smokers, dirt, grime. And this thing has a particulate filter in the or whatever filter, so it filters all that out so you smell fresh. Like that stuff matters. Great sound system, super comfortable seats. So when you get to work, you're not fatigued, your back doesn't hurt, and you feel like you've been running a mile just in your car. Like, though, customize it and you'll see more sales because you're customizing the vehicle and the walk around and the product presentation to them. Ask lots of questions. Questions control the conversation. Okay, now the last one, this is a good one. We're getting to an hour. I think we're at an hour almost, but how to move on to the next after you had a tough customer, someone that really irritated you or, you know, soured your milk, if you will. And how do
Yeah.
you keep a good attitude? Just know that you have to go through 3 or 4 no's to get the yes. So understand that there's a value in their no. There's a commission to be made in their no or their rudeness because you're one step closer to the guy that is buying the car. It may not be this customer, but you're one step closer. So just understand that a customer that's rude or no, I'm not buying a car and they truly don't buy a car. Okay, I'm closer. I'm closer. Like take that as a positive thing and okay, the next guy's going to be it. Watch this. The next guy I'm selling. And you might get another rude customer. Okay, the next guy, the next guy. And then you're going to get that yes. So take the no's and the rude customers and the whatevers as okay, I'm that much closer. There's a commission. I got to experience commission on this customer and try to win them over. Try to be Colton. Don't let their attitude affect your attitude because you can turn a rude customer around. We all have done it. You just gotta what do they call it? Zig and zag through the punches. Whatever they,
Hmm.
slip the punches because you obviously you can't punch back. Can you be a little sharp with customers? Hey, don't try not to talk to me like that. I'm a human being. Yeah, we've all had to say something like that. But if you have a rude customer, take that as a okay. Watch this. I'm going to turn this guy around. I'm going to have this guy eating out of my hand. Take it as a challenge. And remember, and I struggle with this too, because even my GM tells me this still to this day, Kyle, try to keep the emotion out of it, out of this thing. And I'm like, I'm a human being. I have emotions. He's like, I understand, but try to pull it out of this thing and think about this topic that we're covering with this particular salesman, what he said to you or whatever. I'm like, okay, okay, let me try to think logically and pull the emotion out. So you gotta try to pull the emotion out of that rude customer in yourself. Don't let their attitude affect your attitude and take it as I'm going to try to turn this around on the customer and be that leader again and go back to it because there's nothing you can do, to stop rude customers from coming in. They're just going to always be here. It's just they're miserable. They don't like their marriage. They don't like their kids. They don't like something, and they want to take it out on the car guy. You kidding me? The guy that's trying to help you? Like, come on, people. Um, so just know, like water off a duck's back. Try to be the duck and just flow, man. Hey, you might be having a hard day. Can I get you a cup of coffee or something? Oh man, yeah, it's kind of been of a tough day. I'm sorry. Just roll with the punches. That's really all I can say. And try to convert that rude customer into a sale. Like put on the show, and maybe you can turn him around or her around, and by the end of it, you guys are hugging it out, and they're buying a car and inviting you over for a barbecue. Because guess what? The guy might be rude to you, but that could be how the sucker was raised. And that's just how he is, and he's not actually trying to be rude. So we can also give him the benefit of the doubt that this might just be his character. It's how he talks to people. I don't know. And try your best to just let it roll off your back. And what exactly you looking for? Hey, I just said I was looking. I totally get it. I'm gonna leave you alone. But if my boss sees me out here not helping you, he's gonna whoop my tail. "Ah, I get it. I get it. I got a boss like that too. I can't stand the guy. You just never know. But you're just kind of wow, wow, wow. Because you know what's gonna happen if you let him leave. He's gonna come in. Can I get a salesman out here?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I was trying to help you, but you didn't get over that hump, of getting over that rudeness. So try to take it with a grain of salt and just move forward and try to implement your attitude on them, not their attitude on you, and try to bring them up to your level. Because the moment you drop to their level, eh, negative, you think there's going to be a car deal in that? Two guys mad at each other? There's no car
No.
deal. The only
Yeah,
way
not at all.
the only way there can be a car deal is if you bring him up to you, not him down, not you down to him. You got to fight to get him up there, man, and get that rude customer on your side. And if they're still rude after that, man, you did everything you could.
One of the things I try to practice much is nobody can control my emotions but myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, after spending like 30, 45 minutes demonstrating product, showing two different cars, and it's like, oh, well, we got to go. Some emergency came up. Okay, well, let me get your contact information. No, no. Do you have a card? Actually, no, I don't. But like, I mean, we can pick this up. We can schedule an appointment. Da, da, da. No, no, we'll just swing by. And that part right there is like where I'm like, damn, did I do something wrong? Where like you don't like I didn't. Not only did I mean, didn't sell you a car, obviously, but like I didn't earn your business enough to have your phone number. Like
Yeah.
something there. I don't ever say that, but it gets me like in this negative thought. It spoils the milk
Yeah.
for the
It's just
day. So
you didn't make it to the friend zone yet with people like that.
mm,
And you can say stuff like, listen, I'm not getting your phone number to bug you. Trust me, I'm not getting your name to bug you. My boss at the end of the day asked how many customers did I help and how many customers did I log. He's not calling you. I'm not calling you. I'm just trying to do my job. And sometimes that works. Oh, okay, I get it. I got a boss too. You got a boss too, man. Help a brother out. And then you can just shoot him a text. Hey, thanks for coming in. Let me know if you in, so just maybe approach it differently instead of saying, "Can I get your number before you go?" Tell him my boss watches every freaking move I got, but I love the guy. Can I at least log in my system so that way he does not ride in me? Just name, phone number. Yeah, you got a boss too, man. If it comes to that. But you just try new things, but the reason why you're struggling with it because you haven't got to the friend zone yet. And you don't have any value to offer them at that point. What value do you have to offer them? Just to bug them? But if you have value, hey, here's something you can do, okay? We got a truck of we have a couple truckloads of new inventory coming in. And I would love for you to get first crack at it, at least even looking at them. You don't got to buy them, at least look at them. Let me at least text you. I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to bug you. When these truckloads come in, let me text you. I'll shoot you some pictures of the cars and you can tell me if you want to come in and look at them or not. There's some value. There's some value of, okay, yeah, that sounds cool. Or, hey, they're doing a crazy promotion. I don't know if it's tomorrow or the next day on these where they're going to give away crazy amounts of rebates and the rates are changing. I would love to at least give you an update on it. Can I shoot you a text? I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to bug you. And if the next day there's no new rebates, you can shoot them a text. Yeah, I must have gotten wrong information. Nothing came in. I'll keep you updated. And for them to give you their number, you have to have value. Remember that. There has to be a reason why they want to give you the number. So little things like that. You still there?
yeah, yeah, no, that's exactly what I needed.
You froze a little bit. You're frozen on my screen.
Oh, shit. Um,
But at least you're in a good pose.
Turn off my Wi-Fi. How about now? We're still good?
I certainly can hear you. It might catch up.
Oh,
Am I moving
uh,
around? Oh, there you
interesting.
go.
Okay,
There you
that
go.
was weird. But yeah, no, I got that. So, for them to give me their phone number, I need to build some value for them to actually make it
Yeah.
worth their time, make it worth passing off the phone number.
Right. Why do you need my phone number? And what are you going to offer me if I give you? There has to be a trade-off. And the trade-off right now is just so I can call you and bug you. It's not gonna work. It has to be a trade-off. I need your number so I can do this for you. Not so I can do this, so I can do this for you. And then you'll get their number more often than not. But try to get to that friend zone quickly when you're with these people. All right, Colton, anything else? Do you have any questions for me?
No, I think I got that. I look forward to trying all this stuff out this week. Um, yeah, no, those are definitely, it was nice to dial in to like exactly what my issues have been lately. Um, so I'll keep you updated on how it turns around for me this week. And yeah,
And remember,
no,
go in there with that sales titan attitude. And when I was talking about product knowledge, I'm going to tell you this because I've said this before in my little short clips. Product knowledge creates confidence. Confidence creates the ability to be convincing. Convincing equals sales. Okay. So you have to have product knowledge to have confidence, confidence to be convincing, convincing to have sales. You also have to have knowledge in your dealership's process, knowledge in the warranties, knowledge in the sales process to have confidence, to be convincing to make the sale. If you can couple product knowledge with sales knowledge, then you become that unstoppable force. So be knowledgeable in your sales process and where you're at in each part of the sale. Like, okay, I asked the questions, I built rapport, I did a needs assessment, I found the right vehicle, I did a beautiful walk around. Now I need to go on a test drive. After the test drive, I need to work numbers. After I work numbers, I need to have them sign. After they sign, I do a delivery. I friend them on Facebook. Like, this needs to be in your DNA, because if you have that in your DNA, then you can build the confidence, which makes you the convincing, which equals more sales. So this week coming up, think about, dude, I'm here to sell cars. I have the knowledge. I need to be confident. I need to be convincing. Stay out of the huddles. Move. Everyone move. I got stuff to do. I need to report back to Colin a week and tell him I sold 9 cars last week. Like whatever the number is, you can do it. And start converting those lookers into buyers, man. That's episode 1, season 1. Turn
Hmm.
lookers into buyers, not buyers into lookers. Be a solution for these people and be a leader for these people. Because just like the way I'm talking to you, guess what? You're my customer, Colton, right?
Yeah.
I'm leading you to a path of more success, more sales. Well, when you get in front of your customer tomorrow, the next day, be their leader. I'm leading you to the right vehicle and to a solution that's affordable. And I'm not going to put you in the wrong vehicle. And I'm certainly not just looking for a sale. I'm looking to make your dreams come true so you can have a vehicle for life and a salesman for life and a dealership for life. My name is Colton Biss. How can I help you? Like, you go in there with that smile, that creativity, you're going to be unstoppable. Sound
Awesome.
good?
Absolutely. Thank you
All
so much. I really
right.
appreciate it.